I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. The Batman TV series had a fairly favorable run during the first half of 1966. As a mid-season replacement, it caught on quickly, and people soon came to anticipate its goofy, lighthearted look at crime and the weird people who fight it. With that under their belts, it was time to get serious about making this incarnation of Batman a household word. The best way to do that? Why, a movie, of course. This film would feature the entire cast of the show right down to Aunt Harriet and would have not one, but four already established villains who decide to team up and terrorize Gotham City. We'd only seen Catwoman once up to this point, but Julie Newmar made a solid enough impression that viewers were definitely ready for more. Too bad she wasn't available. Fortunately, Lee Merriweather was equally hot and equally talented and very happy to take the role. And honestly, between the two of them, I'd be hard-pressed to say who played it better. Ms. Newmar owned the role in the series, but Ms. Merriweather owned it in the movie. We, the viewers, are the real winners here because we get two outstanding actresses for the price of one. Can't pass up a deal like that.
This yacht is bringing a revolutionary scientific invention to Gotham City. On a peaceful afternoon motor ride, millionaire Bruce Wayne and his youthful ward, Dick Grayson, have been summoned back to Wayne Manor by an urgent but anonymous call for help. The invention and its custodian are reported in grave danger aboard the yacht.
They head inside and go straight to the bat poles, where we finally sort of solve one of life's little mysteries.
And then, as they have done many times before, as Batman and Robin, courageous warriors against crime.
I want to see exactly how that thing works. Does it just rip their street clothes off and they're wearing the other stuff underneath? How does it do it so fast? Or did we cut out 5 minutes of Robin asking, "Are my seams straight?" They head out, and as the Batmobile speeds down the road, Robin makes a call.
Batmobile to airport. Red alert. Prepare Batcopter for immediate takeoff.
It's a light helicopter with a bat painted on it and cloth bat wings. How impressive. They jump in and fly out to where the yacht is. Time is of the essence, so they spend a good 2 minutes flying around over the city waving to their adoring fans.
Gives a feller a good feeling to know they're up there doing their job.
Yep, all the crime's down here and they're up there, but it sure gives a feller a good feeling. At the yacht, they use some high-tech bat thing to jockey themselves into the right position.
Bat drift angle, 03 to starboard.
Roger. Correcting to port.
Altitude, 317. Sync rate, 0.49.
They lower the bat ladder and Batman climbs down while Robin maneuvers the copter to set him on the deck.
Batman to Robin. Ease off on the power.
Why did he think he had to say Batman to Robin? Who else is on this channel? Is Robin expecting a call from Aunt Harriet? Or maybe his girlfriend? No, wait. Robin with a girlfriend. What the heck am I thinking?
Take her up.
What? Where'd it go? But Batman's troubles are just starting.
Holy sardine!
As an experienced scuba diver, I give up trying to count how many things are wrong with that scene. Just go with it. Now, with this kind of shark, if it's the kind I think they're going for with that stuffed monstrosity, a good punch to the nose will make it let go because they're really sensitive there. So, of course, this one has armor plating, or rather, soft stuffing to absorb the hits. And now it can't get away because it's all tangled up in the ladder. So instead of hanging there hitting it repeatedly, maybe Batman should try to untie it. But he never actually figures that out. Instead,
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
they have 4 different kinds of repellent for 4 different sea creatures. Because Batman and Robin have encountered so many barracudas and stingrays, you understand. What? You don't believe me? That spray is actually made of butter. It greased the shark's skin enough that it was able to slip out of the ropes and fall free. Then again, free is sort of a relative term. What happened? At a press conference, Batman keeps dodging questions about the yacht, says the shark probably just ate an old floating mine, then calls on the one hottie in the room.
Comrade Katanya Irenia Tatanya Karenska Alisov. I am from the Moscow Bugle.
You grace us with your presence. May I be of service?
If you please, to take off the mask, to give the better picture.
Everyone in the room is outraged, but Batman says, "Hey, for you, I'll take a lot of things off." No, he calmly explains why he and Robin keep their identities secret.
Sure, ma'am. Not even Commissioner Gordon and myself know who they really are.
In fact, our own relatives we live with don't.
And now the whole world knows that they have relatives they live with, so if anybody ever figures out who that is, they'll be vulnerable. Good job, Robin! If you watch the opening credits, you know that's actually Catwoman without her mask. But we're not supposed to know that yet, and clearly Batman doesn't.
You are like the masked vigilantes in the westerns, no?
Certainly not. Batman and Robin are fully deputized agents of the law.
Support your police. That's our message.
Well said, Robin. And no better way to end this press conference.
This was one place where the series completely departed from the canonical stories. Historically, Batman and Robin are masked vigilantes who operate outside the law. That's why the connection with Commissioner Gordon is so important, because without a friend in the department, there's a lot of information he couldn't get. But here, they're actual cops. They're deputized, they have authority to arrest people, they testify in court without taking off their masks. In what world would any sane police department have somebody like this? Look, we have some major police issues in this country, but most departments aren't stupid enough to give 2 complete unknowns free rein of the whole place, no matter what sorts of good deeds they do. As I've mentioned before, I was 13 when this series came out and I never missed it, but I never really caught that aspect of their relationship with the Gotham police. And now, I can't buy it. It makes it really hard for me to suspend my disbelief. Then again, this is the department that has O'Hara for its chief, the guy who just recently forgot his own name. So I suppose under those conditions most anything can happen. And apparently did.
A fine job, Batman. You allayed their fears magnificently.
What else could I have done, Commissioner? If I told the truth, panic would grip the city.
The truth. Sure, and what is the truth?
A decoy. A strange, anonymous warning that Commodore Schmidlap is in danger to lure me into a trap.
Fiendish attempt on Batman's life.
You mean, while they were luring you to a watery grave, the Commodore's yacht was being hijacked someplace else?
I'm calling shenanigans. No way O'Hara figured that out that quickly all by himself. Somebody helped him. Batman asks for a list of known supercriminals still at large. They come up with Penguin, Joker, Riddler, and Catwoman.
Gosh, and the Catwoman.
End of status report.
Funny how much she looks like that Russian reporter, da? Of course, Batman doesn't notice and neither does anybody else, because that mask is every bit as effective as Robin's. Hi, I'm not Irving. You're completely fooled, aren't you? This is something I always wondered about. In the Golden Age Captain America comics, Bucky Barnes was Cap's sidekick. He wore a little sliver of a mask like Robin's and called himself Bucky. and nobody could figure out they were the same person. It's the same with Robin, because the 98% of his face that mask doesn't cover screams, "Dick Grayson!" But nobody can tell. Riddler wears one, but he takes it off half the time, maybe because he understands how pointless it is. Now, a cowl of the type that Batman wears, or Daredevil, or Captain America, that makes sense to hide your identity. It's kind of like a ski mask. The most effective, of course, is the kind Spider-Man has. But these things, I really have to stretch my imagination to believe they hide anybody's identity. Even when they have ears like Catwoman's. Maybe that's what fooled Batman, I don't know. What I do know is, it's time for some good old Batman logic.
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish, there could be a penguin?
But wait, it happened at sea. See? See for Catwoman.
Naturally, it's obvious. I mean, they're so much alike, they must be the same thing.
Yet, that exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker.
It all adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddler?
He actually had to take a beat to put Riddle-er together into Riddler, the chief of police. I'm guessing the mayor's his brother-in-law.
Thought strikes me. So dreadful, I scarcely dare give it utterance.
The four of them. Their forces combined.
Holy nightmare.
Batman, could it be?
I don't know. But I think I know where to find a clue. Come on, Robin. To the Batcave. We haven't one moment to lose.
Catwoman arrives at a pier and goes through a seedy bar to where the four villains have made their lair. The trend continues. They take these cliched old gags and somehow make them work. I'd still like to know how.
You and your trained exploding shark.
Oh, quack! How should I know they'd have a can of shark-repellent bat spray handy? Why, you sniveling sardine?
Are you pompous, puffed up penguin?
Our friends make peace. Have a shake on me.
They're cooperating. Catwoman joins the fray.
Shoke-a-day keeps the gloom away.
Sick-a-mac-a-day. Scratch out their eyes.
Take away that ravenous panther.
So help me, Catwoman, I'll feed him to the birds.
I'll incapacitate the beast with my trick confetti.
3 iconic supervillains are afraid of a cat. Let that sink in. Batman's greatest nemeses are a bunch of scaredy cats. Catwoman reports that her infiltration went perfectly, then chides Penguin because Batman and Robin are still alive.
How's our prisoner? Still doesn't know he's been kidnapped?
He hasn't the foggiest. He just keeps ringing for his confounded tea.
There he goes again.
Take it to him, man. Oh.
They must have a tape on a loop outside that porthole or something. Whatever it is, it's working.
Come in. Your tea, Commodore Smidlap.
Oh, thank you, steward. Jolly good service aboard this yacht.
Oh, we strive to give satisfaction, sir.
I say, steward, your face has the most ghastly pallor. Are you sure you're getting enough of the good old sea air?
Oh, my duties keep me mostly undercover, sir.
Oh, too bad, too bad. Any notion how much longer this yacht will remain here, fog-bound off the Grand Banks?
Not an unbelievable scenario at the time. I can see why he's buying it.
Oh, I really couldn't say, sir.
Oh, well, gives me a jolly good chance to get caught up on my Dickens. Still, I would like to get to Gotham City one of these days. I've a deucedly clever invention with me, you know. Stored down in the hold. Should be worth millions of Yankee dollars, pip, pip.
Now, don't you go getting any ideas about stealing it, pip, pip. And of course, you won't tell anyone, pip, pip.
Oh, well, pip-pip to you, sir. And if you wish anything further, just ring.
Or a flunky. It might be a tape on a loop, but it could be a flunky. Penguin suddenly realizes that Batman is going to figure out how they made that ship disappear, so they need to get to the evidence first.
Attention, you unfathomable Finks.
Yo-ho!
Now hear this. Call down to our secret river bottom dock and prepare our submarine for sea.
Yo-ho!
Yo, what?
Sir!
The extra rent for the secret river bottom dock is hellacious. In the Batcave, Robin just developed some photos they took from the Batcopter.
Holy Merlin the Magician! Get set for a shock. The bat camera was aimed right at the yacht when it took this picture.
So, my strange hunch was right.
That Robin has no sense of direction and mistakenly turned you around into open sea?
The yacht we thought we saw was a mere illusion, a tricky projection akin to the common desert mirage.
This mirage was moving through the water, leaving a wake, and as Batman was coming down to it, we saw a crewman walking around. That is one amazing projection.
It deceived our naked eyes, but was blocked by the bat camera's polarized bat filter.
Wait a minute. Let's back up to where they were approaching the yacht.
Bat drift angle, 03 to starboard.
Roger. Correcting to port.
Altitude, 317. Sink rate, 0.49.
That widget detected the yacht and calculated a range to it, wind drift, and everything else. I guess it didn't have a polarizing filter. Or the gadgets in this film do what we need them to do, whether it's there or not. Or maybe I'm about to set off the overthink alarm again. Let's move on. They locate a bogus navigational buoy near where they were and hop into the bat boat to go check it out. A basic speedboat with a batwing painted fin on it. Impressive. On the way, Robin wonders what happened to the real yacht.
Taken to some secret island hideaway with every soul aboard save one.
Commodore Schmidlap?
Precisely.
How can they possibly know that? It's not hard to figure out that the bad guys need the Commodore's invention, but how did they get from that to taking him off the yacht? The criminals could just as easily take the invention and leave the Commodore. So how do they know? What they don't know is they're in a race to that buoy. Propellers are so 50s.
Yo-ho! What? Unidentified small craft. Bearing 113.
Where's the bullet? Hold it steady up, periscope.
Yo-ho! Periscope.
I don't think I need to say anything.
An underwater shark cage. The source of that fiendish fish.
What cruelty! Stuffing a poor shark with a ton of deadly TNT.
True. Nothing sacred to those devils.
Haven't they ever heard of non-lethal TNT? Those fiends!
Load torpedo tubes.
On the buoy, Batman finds the projector.
Wow! What a set of superpower lenses!
Look, Robin.
Holy Long John Silver! A pirate periscope!
He's more concerned about the pirate flag than he is about the fact that it's shaped like a badly drawn penguin.
They've spotted us. Set torpedoes to automatic homing. Yo-ho! Set torpedoes to automatic homing.
You crazy bird! Fire them off, quickly!
Miss Morgan, kindly activate the remote control penguin magnet inside that buoy.
Yo-ho!
Holy glowpot! What's going on?
You should recognize it, Robin. He did the same thing to you in episode 3. And clearly, Batman didn't learn a thing from that because he still has a bunch of metal stuff in his utility belt.
Torpedoes!
If I can just reverse the polarity, send out waves of super energy.
What happened?
He reversed the polarity on the transmitter from his utility belt to send out waves of super energy, and that made the torpedo blow up. I hope whoever came up with that got a nice bonus.
He must be using a super energy reverse polarizer.
A really nice bonus. Penguin orders Fire 3.
Here comes the third one, Batman!
Confound it! The batteries are dead!
That's what you get for going cheap with a house brand. Should have used Evercells. Or is it Dura-Readies?
This one's getting through.
It is. It's getting through.
Shivers, Mr. Bullard, shivers! Let us feast our eyes on the watery remains.
Indeed. They check the periscope and see several bits of bright cloth and an empty set of bat ears floating in the water. That's all that was ever found.
Gosh, Batman. Nobility of the almost human porpoise.
True, Robin. It was noble of that animal to hurl himself into the path of that final torpedo. He gave his life for ours.
A porpoise. That's our solution. And it deliberately threw itself into the path of the torpedo. Because even sea creatures can't imagine a world without Batman.
Oops, too bad.
Admiral Fangschleister's office.
Hello. Batman speaking.
Oh, hello.
Who is it?
Batman.
Oh, Batman. Hello, Batman. Ahoy!
Batman has a direct line to the admirals in the Pentagon, and he doesn't even have to give a password or anything to identify himself and make sure it's really him. Then again, this admiral is keeping America safe from the commies by playing tiddlywinks with his secretary.
What can I do for you?
Hello, Admiral. A routine question. Have you recently sold any war surplus submarines, and if so, to whom?
Oh, just a moment. I'll have to look that up. Keep practicing.
Who keeps that sort of information in a Rolodex? Or is that just to keep him in the room so he can keep flirting with the secretary a third his age?
Answer affirmative, Batman. We disposed of a war surplus submarine last Friday. A pre-atomic model. To some chap named P.N. Gwynn.
That didn't sound odd to him. This guy belongs on the Gotham City Police Force.
P.N. Gwynn?
The Penguin.
Did this P.N. Gwynn leave an address?
No, just a post office box number. Would you like it?
No, thank you, Admiral. You've been very helpful.
Avast and belay, Batman. Your tone sounds rather grim. We haven't done anything foolish, have we?
Oh no, you just nearly got me blown to bits. Thank you, Admiral. I feel so safe with you on the job.
Disposing of pre-atomic submarines to persons who don't even leave their full addresses. Good day, Admiral.
Gosh.
Just then, something else happens.
Holy Polaris!
From that submarine, no doubt.
Not from that submarine. From the angles we've seen inside and outside, there's no room anywhere for a Polaris missile tube in that thing. Wait, I think I know. I was right. They're using another projector to show stock footage.
That missile. Look, it's written something.
A riddle in the form of a joke.
A riddle in the form of a joke. I don't know what that means. It looks like two riddles to me. They race back to headquarters to sort it out.
What does a turkey do when he flies upside down?
He gobbles up.
Of course.
And number 2.
What weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous?
A sparrow with a machine gun.
Yes, of course.
Of course, what else would it be? So they're gonna gobble up a bunch of sparrows?
Now, combine both answers. What kind of creature would gobble up a bird in a tree?
Heaven protect us. A cat.
Yes, gentlemen. The criminal catalyst in this entire affair. Our old arch enemy, Catwoman.
Okay, that one actually makes sense. So how the heck did these guys figure it out? And she might object to being called old. Plus, if she is old, she's extremely well preserved.
Penguin, Joker, Riddler, and Catwoman, too. The sum of the angles of that rectangle is too monstrous to contemplate.
The sum of those angles will be 360 degrees, just like any other rectangle. Even I remember that, and I failed every math class I possibly could.
We've been given the plainest warning. They're working together to take over.
To take over what, Batman? Gotham City?
Any 2 of them might try that.
The whole country?
If it were 3 of them, I would say yes. But 4, their minimum objective must be the entire world.
With 2, you get a discount. With 3, you get a puppy. With 4, you get a new car!